We are thrilled to introduce the International Indian Professionals Association, IIPA, a dynamic platform dedicated to connecting and empowering Indian professionals living overseas. At IIPA, our mission is to harness the diverse talents, skills, and experiences of Indian professionals to strengthen and uplift the global Indian community. Through collaboration, support, and engagement, we aim to foster a thriving network that facilitates knowledge sharing, professional growth, and cultural exchange. By building a strong network of skilled individuals, we aspire to create meaningful opportunities for development and to empower our members to make a lasting impact within the Indian expatriate community. We believe that together we can achieve extraordinary heights. Through a range of workshops, networking events, mentorship programs, and community service initiatives, we are addressing the unique challenges faced by our community and helping our members reach their full potential. Join us on this exciting journey to build a stronger, united, and resourceful Indian professional network. Together, let's make a difference.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Thank you, Dr. Saab. Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, family and friends. My name is Mir Mujahid Ali, and I'm delighted to welcome you all for today's exciting session. Thank you for taking the time out to join us for today's program, what promises to be a really, truly enriching session. And for those who may be new to our IIPA community, let me share a bit about what we do at IIPA. We are a vibrant non-profit organization dedicated to supporting Indian professionals overseas. Our mission is to provide a platform for Indian professionals abroad where everyone, every individual can learn together and contribute back to the society in whatever small way possible. Before we move forward, let me just give you quick tips regarding to this session. I request everyone to please keep their mics muted until you are asked to do so. And just to inform you that today's meeting is recorded so that we can share there for future reference and for those who are unable to join today's live session. Today's webinar, as you must be familiar with, is part of our ongoing series of online discussions that IIPA brings to you regularly. These sessions are carefully planned to address our worldly needs and evolving demands of our times, topics that matter to us, to our families, and to our global Indian community, whether it's education, career growth, well-being, cultural coexistence, or navigating life abroad. We are here to facilitate meaningful conversations and provide practical insights. And today's session is also a part of that series. Today, we are diving into a conversation that's particularly important in our fast-changing world, as you must have identified or judged from the topic as well, that is beyond schooling towards true learning. In an era of rapidly changing world, technological changes, transformations, evolving skill developments and requirements, we often find ourselves asking one basic thing for our children, that what does real education mean? How do we prepare ourselves and our children not just to pass exams, but to thrive, adopt, and find the real purpose of life? This session explores the distinction between traditional schooling and lifelong learning, and why that difference matters more now than ever. Whether you are a parent, or a student, or an educator, or someone seeking personal growth, this conversation will challenge those assumptions which is there in our minds and offer fresh perspectives. What true education really means in this 21st century. Today's session, we'll have our guest speaker deliver his program, which will be approximately 30 minutes. And then anyone who is willing to ask questions and share their queries or doubts, we'll have a Q&A session in the end for 10 minutes. and then we'll wrap up the session in approximately 40 minutes from now. So let me take this opportunity to invite our guest speaker, who is very famous and popular among the Indian masses, in India particularly, and also abroad. He is an award-winning educator, mindset coach, and a director of Golden Sparrow Education, a pioneering initiative offering a holistic K-12 curriculum that blends formal subjects with life skills and business studies. He was recognized as the most innovative Indian Educator Award in 2023, and he is also a recipient of Swami Vivekananda National Award 2024. He is a trailblazer in curriculum innovation and leadership, the author of The Education Riddle. His articles on LinkedIn have a very popular fan base. He also loves quizzing, interacting particularly with students and parents, traveling. Besides being a Game of Thrones fan, he has a 25,000 connect on LinkedIn. He is no other than Dr. Dawood Vaid. I would like to invite him to please take the stage and share your thoughts on today's subject. Dr. Dawood Vaid, please, the stage is all yours now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and Jazakallah khair, Misab. I'm suddenly become a fan of everything that you're doing. Alhamdulillah, just recently, इतना भी मत मतलब मुझे मैं आ जाऊंगा तो आप बोर हो जाएंगे शायद सब लोग मुझे देखते देखते
And it's really, it's indeed our pleasure. It's on a new day, on a new subject. Of course, it's our pleasure, Dr. Saab. Anytime.
I'm so glad, and Jazakallah Shafiq Saab, Jazakallah the entire team, and for the love, the respect, Alhamdulillah, and warm hospitality that you always show us. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept what we're doing. The idea of all these conversation is ultimately, as a parent, how can we become better as a part of the larger ummah? What can we serve? And the concepts that we have is very simple, very ideas are very ordinary, but can we implement them? So all praises Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's peace and blessings on all the prophets and on the final prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Once again, Jazakallah khair and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let's begin our session. I'll just share my screen so it'll become inshallah easier. Hopefully, just give me a quick thumbs up if you can see my screen, and then probably I can take it forward from there.
Yeah, it's visible too.
Perfectly. So, as Misa said, and we will be talking about what I call the new age education. The concept and the title that all of us been talking about is beyond schooling. Can we look at a world which is not just confined to the classrooms? Can we look at a world which is not dominated by textbooks or not judged by marks, but a world that is actually skill based, a world where आपकी सलाहियतें, आपका talent, आपके efforts को भी हम appreciate करें. And this is the kind of world I'm looking at. One of the things I always say is a little introduction. What Misa gave is mashallah very professional one. I grew up in a very small town called Port Blair, Andaman Nicobar, and I used to walk down to my school, Vivekananda Kendra. When I won the award, I felt very proud. But the school was simple. We could. Of course, we were not that bad students, but अगर bunk करते थे तो beach बहुत करीब में था. So we were not looking at movie theaters. We were looking at nature around, which is why I love horses. Subhanallah, I got the opportunity to give a khutbah, and the only topic I knew was horses. So I gave a khutbah around Surah Adiyat and my world of horses. Yes, I travel a lot. I read a lot, but the point is, I'm also a big time fan of the books. So Game of Thrones, I read a lot, right? And the idea is we learn through three ways. मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि what can I learn, what can I teach? Even in this session, I see the professionalism, I see the joy that you all are creating, and this is the beauty of it. So before I go on, best thing that happens when Shafiq Saab called me and he said, okay, and now he's become a good friend and a mentor also, and I see how he gives guidelines, ये आपका guideline है, इतने वक्त आना है, and I love the way, mashallah, he will make a, अगर मेरी अपनी बड़ी school इंशाल्लाह मैं करूंगा तो पहले इनको principal बनाऊंगा मैं, right? The director, I think most of your colleagues will agree, Dr. Shafiq. I think they are the ones who knows who is the taskmaster here. So I say in all humility and jest, and these are some brothers. The beauty and the strangeness is we haven't met. And this is the world we're living in. So the world we are living in is not the world we grew up in. Ali bin Abi Talib radiyallahu ta'ala का एक कॉल है. वो कहते हैं इतनी प्यारे अंदाज में कि अपने बच्चों को वैसे मत बड़ा करो जैसे आप बड़े हुए, क्योंकि दे आर इन अ डिफरेंट जनरेशन देन यू आर इन. You see, most of us, we are very nostalgic. We talk about that past. अगर कभी बच्चों से आपने बात की है, and you will realize when you, the moment you start talking about it, हमारे दिनों में जैसे start हो गया अब्बू अम्मी. And this is a very common notion we have. We were better students. We were less naughtier. We were more disciplined. We would be listening to our parents. No, आप कभी हमारे अम्मी अब्बू से पूछिए उस वक्त जब हमने परेशान किया, and they will tell us how difficult we could have been. So two things that happen. कोई भी वर्कशॉप के पहले मैं रिसर्च करता हूँ. I learn a lot. So I read these three beautiful books. I researched around them. I'm just giving you a snapshot of what you're going to listen is a part of greater wonderful conversation. This is a book where a lady speaks about her experience of homeschooling her children, and then they do achieve amazing results post that in IGCSE. Then there is one which talks about education in a very racist world in the United States, and one in the European perspective, excellent sheep. कैसे स्कूल हमको एक हर्ड मेंटालिटी में लेके जाती है कि वी आर जस्ट monkey do monkey see वाला कॉन्सेप्ट हो गया. And I'll tell you these conversations if I can take up. सबसे पहला एक सवाल आता है, and we usually talk about it. What do the champions eat? Anyone here who says my child is not a champion is lying, right? We all believe our children are special, prodigies. I get kids who are as young as 6 years old. Parents says, my son is a mathematical genius. He's the next Ramanujan. My son is the next Einstein. And I wonder, at 6 years, do they have the emotional, because Ramanujan and Einstein had very difficult growing up time. Sometimes don't push your children to become bigger than they are. This is another book that I call hurried childhood. आप बच्चों को इतना, see, they might be talented in one field, but they also need the emotional growth, the mental capacity, the conversational skills. And this is why one of the best thing you can do is give feedback. Feedback, Ken Blanchard says, is the breakfast of the champion. Well, breakfast ही हमारे बच्चे नहीं करते तो champion कहाँ बनेंगे? The point is, are you willing to share feedback? And this is not the topic of today, but just the fact that can you learn how to give feedback and how to receive feedback. There's a riwayah which I love, which says ad-deenun nasiha, right? Deen is about giving advice. We all love to give advice. उसके बाद भी एक बात है कि दीन नसीहत लेने वालों के ऊपर भी है. Are you willing to first take the feedback for yourself? And the world we are growing up, the schooling that we have seen is unfortunately a schooling not of feedback, but of results. We don't value feedback, we value results. And that is the biggest catastrophe in our education system. I'll give you a beautiful example, right? Nike. Nike says we don't make products for anyone. We make product only for champion. And then they were asked, Nike, aren't you giving this culture of competition? He says, no, championship is a state of mind. You are a champion much before you became a champion on the podium. Michael Phelps, one of the greatest swimmer in the world Olympic history, he in an interview said, my coach have taught me how to stand up in the podium when my national anthem is going on with a gold medal on my neck. When I actually did it, it did not feel anything new. This is the state of what we are doing is result day more than the children. Parents are more nervous. ज़्यादा घबराहट तो हमको होती है, right? This is unfortunately not a mental capacity. I'll give an example, right? So there is this beautiful story. It's an Arab story. I think you all are more related, and you all know this. The national animal of Saudi Arabia is the camel. So the story of a baby camel. The camel is asking the mother, right? So there's a conversation between the baby and the mother. It says, Ammi, so the camel saying, why have we got this hump on our back? And as a child, we always heard hump has water. One of the most, imagine science ही हमको गलत पढ़ाया गया. The hump stores fat. So the mother camel says, this is the fat that for long, runs in the desert. This is what we do. Wow, mummy, what do we have these long legs for? ये लंबे लंबे पैर हमको क्यों अल्लाह ने दिए हैं? And the mother says, these are the toughest legs because the sand is very soft and hot. So the legs are for us to walk long distances in the desert. Camel is called the ship of the desert, right? And then he's asking more questions. Ammi, why have you got these long eyelashes? Camels have double eyelashes. उनकी दो eyelid होती है, एक बंद होती है because the mother says because there's sandstorms and the sandstorms are protecting your eyes from the dust getting in and you can still see and walk. The camel is surprised. All of these features that I've got, which is all meant for the desert. Said, Ammi, I have one more question. होते ना बच्चे हमारे इतने सवाल पूछने वाले. So the mother says, what now? She says, Ammi, if my legs are for the desert, if my hump is for the desert, my eyelashes is for the desert, what in the world am I doing in a zoo? And this is what is happening to our children. We are preparing our children for the world. We are preparing our children for a different idea. And yet, then we are telling them, go to the same old classrooms that you and I have studied, the same old systems we have studied. 90% of us people here are CBSE students. The same Hindi, the same social studies. In fact, I was surprised जब मैं किसी से पूछ रहा था तो उन्होंने कहा मैंने कहा यूरोप में कौन सा रेवोल्यूशन हुआ? Anybody here? And I love to get answers that way. Anyone, if I ask what is the revolution that we can think of Europe, we will say French Revolution. As if पूरे यूरोप में और कोई मुल्क ही नहीं है और कोई रेवोल्यूशन नहीं हुआ. We do not know about Italian Revolution, we do not know about German Revolution, we do not know about Spanish Revolution, Portugal, because स्कूल के चैप्टर में CBSE में फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन ही था. Liberty, equality, fraternity. And it is the saddest part that when we are prepared for the world, we are confined to the class. أَفَلَا يَنْظُرُونَ الْإِبْلِ كَيْفَ خُلِقَتْ. We are asked by our Lord to look at the camel, how they were created, and yet we are only looking at features and not what they're made of. And this is what happens. We are confining. So when Shafiq Saab called and said, let's talk about beyond schooling, one of the greatest thing I thought is, let me give you an idea. सितारों के आगे जहां और भी हैं इश्क के इम्तिहान अभी और भी हैं. The world that we're preparing our kids for is a very cocoon world. We are telling them that your air-conditioned classroom is the world, and they go out and they realize world doesn't work this way. All of us who are entrepreneurs, we work in companies under pressure. Sometimes I feel our kids are not prepared for it. So when you say your child is a champion, I'm not asking you to completely take them out of the school. I'm not an anti-school person. I love schools. I consult schools. I work with schools. But what I'm also asking is what my professor told me is teach them skills that matter in the world. Teach them values that matter in the world. And when you, as parent, can do that, that's the step one. No school, program, coaching class will do what you can do. This is a hero that we talk about. I think it's a hero. Again, so much that we are connected with. SubhanAllah, Imam Abdul Rahman As-Sudais is one of those legends in our 21st century ummah, one of the heroes we don't talk about enough. Isn't it? Look at the way he has preserved his health for the ummah. My grandfather, when he went for Umrah in Ramadan, he prayed behind him. My father prayed behind him. I have had the fortune of praying behind him. So have most of you out here. I hope that our children, when they grow with their families, they can pray behind Imam Sudais. Do you realize that he has succeeded generations? He has been part of those amazing, the change, and yes, there's a freshness in us. What is it about? It's about a small story from his childhood. So when we ask our children, what do you want to be? Do you give them the aspiration or you just allow them to decide that? Imam Sudais, बचपन में कहा जाता था बहुत शरारती बच्चे हैं. Like most of the kids that we have. But Imam Sudais would not stand in one place. He would run around, he will jump from one place to another. He will be a menace. पता नहीं बचपन में आपने कहानी पढ़ी Dennis the Menace? Imam Sudais was a menace. So उनकी अम्मी परेशान होके she tells something. In Arabic, there is no word for badwa. Sometimes you're angry, you say something. So she says to Imam, and look at the words she uses. So beautiful, so careful. She doesn't say anything negative. She says, I pray to Allah that one day you grow up to become such a big man that you have to stand in one place and millions should be behind you. And Allah accepts the dua and he becomes the Imam of the Haramain where millions are praying behind him. My brothers and sisters, the words you use, the communication you use, the language you use at home is what happens when your children grow up. So when you give them hope, aspiration, what are you doing with them? And this is what I'm asking you. Are you talking the language of education in your house? अगर आप घर में बैठे हैं तो मैं ये उम्मीद करता हूं कि talk books. You saw me starting my workshop with some books. You don't have to bring all the books. आपके घर में क्या ज्यादा accessible है? Quick question to you. Is it the first thing you can reach out? Right now, आप अपना हाथ बढ़ाएं तो what can you reach out? Can you touch a book or can you touch a mobile phone? And then you complain हमारा बच्चा मोबाइल में रहता है. I am very sorry. You are leading by example. If you turn your house, हमारे बॉम्बे में तो बड़े छोटे घर होते हैं, ऐसे बुक हटा दीजिए. नसीम तालिब की जिक्र कर रहा था on the World Book Day, one amazing thing. He says, one of the things I love asking you to hoard, extravagantly खरीदिए वो किताबें. एक हदीस है अल्लाह के रसूल सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की, there is no extravagance in perfumes, in खुशबू में. And I said, these are two gifts I love, right? Perfumes and books. That's it. I'm giving you ideas all the way. I did a lot of work in Russia, Moscow. And when I used to fly down to Moscow, by the way, Moscow is right above our cities here, Dubai, Jeddah. So, you know, the time zone is same. And I used to go to Tverskaya, I used to see the places, and I used to be amazed that Moscow, every nook and corner, you have this research institutes. Imagine, there is a Moscow Aviation Institute, Moscow Artificial Intelligence Institute. I'm talking about 15, 20 years back when I was being a researcher. This is the world I saw. And I used to fly down to Dubai. My office was in Knowledge Village in Sheikh Zayed Road and Jumeirah, right? And then when I used to come back, what will I see every nook and corner of Dubai? I would see shopping malls. सिस्टर्स, बाय द वे, मैं कोई भी फतवा नहीं दे रहा हूं, शॉपिंग कुछ भी हराम हलाल नहीं है, ये आप लोग बिल्कुल मेरे पे मत डालिएगा. बट द कम्युनिटी वे अल्लाह हैज सेड, इक़रा बिस्मि रब्बिकल लज़ी खलक़ खलक़ल इंसान मिन अलक़ इक़रा व रब्बुकल अकरम अल्लज़ी अल्लम बिल कलम अल्लमल इंसान मा लम यअलम. ये 5 आयतों ने दुनिया को बदल दिया. इंसान को वो सिखाया जो नहीं जानता था. हम क्या कर रहे हैं? हमारी तरजीह कहाँ है? अरे डीएसएफ. हमारी तरजीह कहाँ है? कहाँ सेल लगा है? और जो कम्युनिटी, जो कौम के बारे में मैं देख के आया, मिल के आया, वो रशियंस के बारे में, वो ला मजहबी है. दे डोंट इवन बिलीव इन गॉड एंड दे आर पुटिंग ऑल द एफर्ट इन इक़रा, in research, in education. So it starts with us. It starts with our idea of 21st century starts with us. Wherever you take your children, they will be happy. When is the last time you took them to a zoo, a library, a board gamers meet, or perhaps the mall? So these are states of mind. So my 3 questions in the premise I have for you today is, will the school remain the same after the next 10 years? In the next 10 decade, the schools we are looking at, क्या वो ऐसे रहने वाले हैं जैसे अभी हैं? Environmental is change. Environment, जो माहौल है बाहर का, वो बदल रहा है. Are you ready to change? Will you change? And then the third is, what skills do our kids need as they grow up in the 22nd century that we are preparing them for? Hopefully in the next 20 minutes, I'll be answering these questions for you. So the first thing is, the world has changed enough. These are the very companies, they were giants, they were ruling. Kodak, Nokia, BlackBerry. Oh my goodness. BlackBerry was what WhatsApp we had. If you had a BBM, BlackBerry Messenger, you were the elite. It's like the latest iPhone that you have. And it doesn't exist. These are more than that. Toys R Us, Pets.com, Yahoo, Atari. None of them are in the same level unless they reinvented themselves. Nokia is coming back, reinventing. Sony is coming back, reinventing. The idea is, पानी भी अगर एक जगह जमा हो जाता है ना, तो स्टेल हो जाता है. वहां मलेरिया और डेंगू आता है. When Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam went and did the hijrah to Medina, Medina was a valley where water was stagnant. And literally the Sahabas got so sick that they could not, Bilal was convulsing. Abu Bakr Siddiq was saying poems that nobody could understand. And then Rasulullah brought a change. That is the change we require. We require some shake-up. China is already having, I just did a small blog, China has considered not doing a thesis for PhD. बिकॉज वो पीएचडी की थीसिस जो व्हाइट पेपर्स है ना, मेरे प्रोफेसर आईआईटी में हमेशा कहते हैं, प्रोफेसर हरीश चौधरी, व्हाइट पेपर्स आर लाइक टूथब्रशेस. ओनली यू यूज योर टूथब्रश, ओनली वो व्हाइट पेपर जो लिखता है ना वही पढ़ता है. Nobody interested in your blogs and articles. People want to watch Instagram content now. So why don't you follow good Instagrammers? Instagram खराब नहीं है. हमारा problem क्या है ना, as an ummah, we immediately blame. Oh, so and so is to be blamed. Oh, let's blame XYZ company because they are siding with one organization. Let's blame Instagram because my kids are getting spoiled. There are some amazing things that I have found. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, social media is not bad. Our approach to social media is bad. So my second conversation with you is, environment will change. are you willing to adopt? इसको FIC कहते हैं. FIC का मतलब होता है the ability to adopt to the environment. This is exactly what I wrote in a small book. I hope someday I can be producing and sharing with you, called the Education Riddle. रिडल का मतलब मेरे दोस्तों ये होता है कि कोई चीज जिसमें सॉल्व हम कर सके. What are we solving? Are we willing to solve? So, एक कहानी है रिप वैन विंकल, a man who slept for 30 years, some story says 100 years. He got up, the world has changed. People are talking on devices he didn't recognize. There are no horses on the road, they're all cars. But when he enters a school, absolutely familiar setting. सिर्फ blackboards, whiteboard बन गए. That's all. It's the same teacher, like a sage on a stage, speaking, and the children are monotonous. We still have backbenchers. We have not changed even the shape of the classes. Can you believe it? Exams तो बहुत दूर की बात है. हमारे class is also teacher in front and the students are following up. Can you believe it? That's the state of affair. What we are asking is challenge your children. Today, we hate history because the way it is taught. So one of the things I found out, and I'm just advocating, I opted out of a CBSE program. I'm not recommending to anybody here, but I said, I challenged myself. So my daughter, we said we'll do humanities, but we'll do something very different. We started doing something called PBL, project-based learning. And these are not projects that you and I make with thermocol, because thermocol is banned because I follow something called the SDG, Sustainable Development Goal by United Nations. What I'm sharing with you and being recorded, I want you to make a note and say, okay, can I introduce these to my children? So when I say 21st century curriculum, this is my perspective. So I found out something called NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling. It's a beautiful program by Government of India, which says any child who wants to study psychology, arts, combination of entrepreneurship and science, maths and home science can do that. Subjects can vary. What I'm showing the subjects here, media studies, psychology, sociology, home science, all of them are subjects in the open schooling forum. And that's exactly what I am trying to suggest, that based on a lot of research and professors I met and people I met, I said, new age children को बनाने के लिए आपकी new age की thinking आनी होगी. So I have two approaches for you. Approach number one is go to your schools and tell them, hold on, are you teaching PBL? Please do that. Are you teaching SDG? Please do that. So SDG 17 goals, PBL project based learning. ये आपकी स्कूल का अप्रोच हो गया. Number two, आपका अप्रोच. Are you having enough books in your house? Are you buying them? Books के ऊपर खर्चा करेंगे, extravagance नहीं है. Do that. And the third thing is, you challenge, okay, if I have to come back and I have to travel a lot, if my child is not going to regular school, what are my options? And one of the options we found out is a hybrid option, where child has a hub. All of you can meet in a park 15 days, 20 days, 2 months later, and then there are online options available. That's the world of learning. It's called phygital. And I repeat the word, it's a beautiful. China is 25 to 30 years ahead of the rest of the world. Those who have traveled to China knows that. वो कहते हैं पूरा शहर फर्नीचर का है, पूरा शहर एजुकेशन का है. And these are small towns, and small towns are as big and beautiful and articulately laid out roads. We are surprised. And they say this is the phygital world, physical plus digital world. What are we doing right now? I am miles away. There is an Arabian Sea between us. There are mountains between us. If you follow the Hatta mountain comes in, countries between us. You didn't need a visa to come and do this learning. In the next 15 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm sharing with you, we are doing phygital learning. But also, I'm recommending you to go to a park. I'm recommending to go to a theater. I'm recommending to go to see a live show, जिसको नुक्कड़ नाटक कहते हैं. Take your children, let them see an insect going or crawling, and then you spend time with books. You know, one of the fears we have, एक जो डर हमारे अंदर है, वो है बोर्ड्स का. अरे 10th में क्या होगा? When I pulled my daughter out of CBSE school, I was director of Delhi Public World School. सलमान खुर्शीद साहब ने जो शुरू की है उनकी वाइफ के साथ, लुई मैम. I did 2 years and I said this is not for me. मैंने लाइब्रेरी में को देखा और हमारे जो स्कूल के मैनेजर उन्होंने कहा लाइब्रेरी में एक वर्ड लिखते हैं, बड़ा सा वर्ड लिखते हैं. डू यू नो व्हाट इज द वर्ड कॉल्ड इन अ लाइब्रेरी? वेरी कॉमन वर्ड. Some of the lips, if I read, it's called silence. I think I read, हमको कहा जाता है जहां conversation होनी चाहिए, the very place to talk, we say silence. We've said finger on the lips. Have you heard pin drop silence in school? It is the most unscientific word that is used in a school. Pin drop silence कहाँ होता है पता है my friends? It is in a vacuum. वैक्यूम में क्या नहीं होता है? हवा नहीं होती है, ऑक्सीजन नहीं होता है, बच्चों को मार देना चाहते हैं. Maulana Ali Mian Nadwi, one of the greatest, educators that we know, mashallah, Nadwatul Ulama in Lucknow, he was asked to visit a school. And I visited Ali Mia's library and I was like absolutely blown away we don't even know their gems in our own places and we have never seen them. हम लोग अगर IIT या हार्वर्ड जाके आए तो हम 4 फोटो डालेंगे लिंक्डइन में. I went to Aligarh and I saw the library of Ali Mian. I'm like, wow, 70 years back, this man was researching this, and I was blown away. उनको एक स्कूल में दावत दी जाती है, and कोई गेस्ट आता है तो स्कूल में क्या कहते हैं? Don't talk. He visits this classroom, he sees the kids, और he says something very sarcastically. He says, मुझे लगा आपने मुझे स्कूल में दावत दी, आप तो मुझे कब्रिस्तान लेके आ गए. What is an education institution without noise? Welcome to the world I believe in. Noise is a part of learning. मैं तो बॉम्बे में रहता हूँ, noise is a part of my growing up. So your boards are your milestone, not your destination. CBSC. So I'll quickly summarize something about it. And Shafiq sir, please let me know if I'm, close to the time. Give me 5 minutes, so I'll wrap up also. हमारे पास बहुत सारे boards हैं. I look at an Indian perspective. So if you're from Bangladesh or from UAE, I do not know Saudi boards, but there are international boards that we follow in India called the IB and IGCSE. IGCSE is Cambridge. IB is a Swiss board, but these are very common. There is EdXL and Ontario, but these are the common international boards. Then there are state boards. Maharashtra State Board, Gujarat State Board, Tamil Nadu, Kerala State Board. ये हर इंडिया के एक स्टेट का होता है. In between them, there are national boards. We only know one national board called CBSC. Another popular national board is called ICSE. Right? Your convent schools ने सब मिलके जो बनाया था वो ICSE. There is a third national board that we are not aware, which is called NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling. It's a government accredited board. वो building वही है जहां CBSE की किताबें हैं, NCERT. So sometimes we think यही बोर्ड से मेरा बच्चा आगे जाएगा. I challenge the idea that boards are not your success route. Boards are a stepping stone. आपने ओलंपिक में वो स्विमर को देखा है, वो लीप जंप मारने के लिए एक पोडियम पे खड़े होते हैं. बोर्ड्स आर दोस पोडियम. वो तो पानी की गहराई बताएगा कि कितनी अच्छी आपकी छलांग होगी. And that's what we're looking at. So the perspective I'm giving you is take your time. Don't hurry up a child. Every child is very unique. Perhaps your child is not enjoying school and you're pushing a child, and that is what I'm asking. Just for one board to be good, other does not have to be bad. I love IGCSE. I'm a Cambridge consultant. I admire Cambridge. So in Golden Sparrow, we actually follow Cambridge curriculum until grade 8. And then we switch on. But the perspective I'm giving you is boards are not the ultimate decisions for a child's career. These are the decision makers. आप कोई भी बोर्ड में रहें, अगर आप रीडिंग नहीं करते हैं, तो डेनियल पिंक कहता है the illiterates of the 21st century are not those who cannot read and write. The illiterates of the 21st century are those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. I'm unlearning based on some of the feedbacks. I'm more slower than I was before, right? This is what feedback is all about. This is what communication is all about. And I'm re-emphasizing, शायद book day के साथ साथ मैं बात कर रहा हूं, but I'm trying to tell you things that I already said. कभी कभी आधे घंटे में इतना ही बताइए जितना हम एब्जॉर्ब कर सके. I have so many things to talk about. Online schooling, it's an option available and it's a very viable option. I love to have question answers around that, but all I'm asking you, मैंने दो चीजें आपको emphasize करके बताया. एक, अपनी सोशल स्टडीज को चैलेंज किया और हमने एसडीजी बना दिया. हमने रीडिंग के ऊपर काम किया. He is not a very popular person right now, Elon Musk, but he's still one of the heroes I think of after Tesla's and Boring Company and SpaceX. Elon Musk की कंपनी में they don't recruit you based on your certificates. They recruit you based on your skills. One of the work I did was with Skill India. When Skill India's NEP was being launched, I was invited in Delhi for 2 years. We spent some time with IIT with my professors, and then we came up with an entire curriculum of what are the best skills your child needs. Take a snapshot of this. These are the 10 skills every child must know. It starts from a छोटी skill है, which is called self-awareness. I don't know if I can doodle and annotate around here, but this is what one of self-awareness. हम अपने बारे में नहीं जानते. वो कहते हैं ना, too many selfies, too little knowledge of the self. आज हमारे बच्चे ऐसा मोबाइल लेके खड़े हो जाते हैं. So Rumi कहते हैं, the best journeys are the journeys within. This is what we need. Then there is another beautiful skill we need to teach our children called effective communication. Misab, let me know where, it's almost, we're close to a few minutes. And what I'm trying to convey is this is not something that I'm pushing you. I'm saying, irrespective of where you are, your schooling demands that you change. अनफॉर्चुनेटली क्या हो रहा है कि अगर मैं आपको कहूं कि आज वो ब्रिज बनानी है कहीं और मैं आपको पुराने औजार दे दूं, हैमर एंड सॉ, यू विल से वेयर आर द न्यू ड्रिल्स. We are trying to teach our children who are in 22nd century with 19th century tools. Today, every one of us must know how to speak. Small talk, TED talk, longer communication, podcast. In Golden Sparrow, I'd love to share a video. Shafiq Shah, I'll share a small, beautiful video. Please share with everybody. The students, every week, they do their own podcast recording. They edit it, they add subtitles, and they release it. Every week, new kids come in. Podcasting is the new reading. So then there is decision making. ये डिसीजन मेकिंग तो हमको अभी भी नहीं आता, हमने ऐसे ही निकाह कर लिया, तब सोचते तो अच्छा होता, राइट? इट्स अ पर्सपेक्टिव आई एम गिविंग यू, एंड होपफुली that is an idea I'm sharing with all of us, that 21st century, when we say beyond schooling, let me just erase this. Yeah, okay. And then I'll take it beyond. We are asking ourselves, this is the last slide I want to talk, and then I'll open the floor for Q&A, is about perspective. थोड़े लोग बहुत खुश है वो जहां हैं, थोड़े लोग जानते हैं कि वी आर इन अ बर्निंग फायर, बट हमको नहीं पता कौन जल रहा है उसके अंदर. सो एक मिसाल है, 3 भाई थे, उनका एक बहुत खूबसूरत घर था, उनके वालिद साथ थे, एंड दे had gone for a little, they had gone outside, they shifted somewhere, and late night, very late night, they got a call. And they got a call and they said, please come immediately, aapka ghar jal raha hai. And all of them came and they're looking at the house and they're all sad. All the brothers, the father, all of them are sad. And then one elder brother says, Abbu, ye ghar ki deal to humne ek hafte pehle kar di, we had actually sold the house. And suddenly, जहां वही घर के लिए आपको अफसोस हो रहा था, ये घर जो नहीं बिक रहा था, बच्चे ने बेच दिया, the same house, it's the same burning, but now you're not worried because someone else has responsible, and they're relieved. थोड़ी देर बाद वो छोटा बेटा बोलता है, अब वो डील तो हो गई थी पर अभी तक वो पेपर साइन नहीं हुए, इट वाज ओनली ऑन द कन्वर्सेशन, खाली बात हुई थी. नाउ अगेन वो अफसोस होना शुरू हो गया, अरे घर तो हमारा ही था, वी ऑलरेडी लॉस्ट इट. एंड दिस इज आवर पर्सपेक्टिव. This is one of my friend Mufti Sajid Saab, Falahi Saab. He gave this story and he said, sometime we look at others' houses burning and we say, हमारे बच्चे नहीं बिगड़ेंगे, हमारे बच्चे यही रूट में जाएंगे, हमने इंजीनियरिंग किया वही इंजीनियरिंग करेंगे. The world has changed far more faster than you and I think. AI has come into life. Adopt AI, accept AI, do not fight AI. AI is like, जब आप स्कूल में थे तो इंटरनेट आया था, हम इंटरनेट को बुरा समझते तो आज हम दुनिया में आगे नहीं बढ़ते. जब पहली बार गुटेनबर्ग ने अपनी प्रिंटिंग प्रेस को शुरू किया था तो वी एज एन उम्मा रिजेक्टेड इट, एंड लुक व्हाट हैज हैपेंड, वी आर ऑलवेज 100 years behind catching up. Let's not stay away from what can happen. This is my perspective. I have an entire session on what an online program can look like, what open schooling looks like, but perhaps I thought the need of the hour was to share with you. पहले तो ये सोच हम लेके आए कि the medium is not important anymore. It's the way we teach. I want my education to be more democratic, more transparent. एक आखिरी मिसाल जो मैं हमेशा देता हूँ, I'm a big cricket fan and I love T20, all the cricketers that we see. मुझे उतनी ही खुशी हुई जब इंडिया T20 वर्ल्ड कप अहमदाबाद में जीता. यहाँ मैं टीवी में जियो हॉटस्टार में देख रहा था, जितने लोगों को वहां स्टेडियम में खुशी हुई. एंड दैट्स द वे इट इज. वी हैव द सेम जॉय. इट इज द न्यू वर्ल्ड. सो अगर आप लैपटॉप में स्कूल कर रहे हैं या आप वेबिनार देख रहे हैं या लाइव देख रहे हैं, फर्क तो है, एक्सपीरियंस में फर्क है, बट यू आर गेनिंग इक्वल अमाउंट ऑफ लेसन्स. इट डिराइव्स. थोड़े लोग स्कूल में बैठ के खो जाते हैं, थोड़े लोग ऑनलाइन खो जाते हैं. द पर्सपेक्टिव मैटर्स अ लॉट. वेयर एंड व्हाई यू वांट टू लर्न, कितनी तड़प आपके अंदर है, आपको बच्चों में वो आगे लेके जाएगी. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दिस सेशन एंड आई ओपन द फ्लोर. जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
Wow, just wow. Thank you very much, Dr. Dawood Saab. And I must say that the more and more I'm getting the chance to listen to you, I'm becoming a fan of insights and perspective, mashallah. And at the depth of your knowledge and the way you articulate the ideas is truly inspiring. And I'm sure that our audience is truly lucky to have you on board for our sessions. So, and yeah, it's good to see, it's good to find out that we also share some common interests, which you referenced, look, cricket and horses. So we can try to explore those common interests whenever we get chance. And also,
Absolutely, Misha.
you also reminded me of my old days of BlackBerry. For information, of my one of the company I was working for initially in Saudi Arabia, they were assigned the task of deploying BlackBerry in Saudi Arabia. So much so that like I was popular in the company that they still call me Mir BlackBerry. So it links up with your profession at times. But really good to find, and you yeah, and a lot of take-home messages you mentioned, Dr. Saab, in your message. And one of my favorite line, which you started with, is feedback is the breakfast of champions. Wow, that's a very strong take-home message, especially for the parents out here. And you reminded me of the last week's session when you talked about AI in the end, that we are not here to compete with AI. It's not our competitor, and it's good to adopt AI as much as possible. And I strongly believe that AI is here to make our life easy, but we learn to make our life meaningful. That's what like we are all thriving for. And moving forward, I think it's time now for the Q&A session. My dear friend Azmat can help me to just arrange the Q&As. If you have some questions in the chat pod, I request all the audience, parents, and students who are present here today in the session to please share your posts, share your queries, any questions, any doubts which are coming up in your mind. Please feel free to have them posted in the chat window. Our team will take those and will address those questions with Dr. Dawood Saab. And in the meantime, my teammate Azmat has posted all the links related to our WhatsApp groups, especially related to education and educator community, teachers community. For the WhatsApp links are there in the chat window, and also the registration form for the IAP official group is there, so that you all are connected and aware about our future and upcoming initiatives which are